Time for rolling.
The right targets. That is one trade. T-Tigers is still pretty healthy. Tries to jump in. He finds one. This is a big turnaround for Liberation X. They might get the third. They might find an ace here onto Lost Boytov. Surrey strike is not enough. Donna goes down. He might go for Donna Twips. He's gonna get one. He's gonna get two. Lost Boytov.
Lost Boytov. He does it. He gets the 2 versus 1 turnaround under the turret.
He lives
too. This man is a god. That
Welcome to Time for Rolling Esports, the weekly podcast that brings you Vainglory Esports. From predictions to recaps and analysis, we present to you the best in professional Vainglory. Now here's your hosts, Endless and Crude. It's
Time for rolling.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's Endless here. Before we get into today's show, I'm going to tell you about some sponsors and friends of ours over here at Time for Rolling Esports. Really great people. The first group I want to talk about is Mobile Esports. This company is a company that focuses on all things mobile gaming. They run community events, they run tournaments, all based around mobile titles like Critical Ops, Clash Royale, and of course Vainglory. They are just now starting to get into Vainglory. It's going to be a fun time. We're really excited to get Mobile Esports more involved in Vainglory, as I personally believe Vainglory is one of the biggest mobile titles out there. So make sure you can follow them on Twitter, at esports_mobile, or you can go to their webpage, mobileesports.org. You can check out their webpage. They have a lot of great things there. They're just really great company, and I cannot wait to get them more involved in Vainglory. Of course, on their website you can find their other tournaments if you are interested in like Critical Ops, Clash Royale, those type of titles. They'll be expanding to other games as well once more. Great mobile titles like maybe Rules of Survival. I know a lot of the Vainglory community right now is playing that game. Another great friend of ours here at Time for Rolling Esports is the North American Champions League. The NACL is one of the best tournaments in the Vainglory community right now, run by some great people. This league has been running for multiple seasons. It has given teams like, of course, Vision Gaming the chance to get their start, to get some attention and a place for them to try to reach that Vainglory 8. So, of course, if you have a team that you think can compete well, maybe go ahead and follow them at NA Champ League, and also you can subscribe to their YouTube and Twitch. Keep up with them there, and maybe you can sign up your team in the future tournaments that will be happening. So NA Champ League, really excited also to be doing a lot of things with them. That is all we have when it comes to sponsors and friends. This episode is going to be awesome, fun time. Hey, how's it going, guys? And welcome to Time for Rolling Esports, episode 65. It is currently 11:21 in the morning, Eastern Time. 12 hours ago, the stream was trying to be fixed. Approximately in an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 40 minutes, the first match started. Crude Sloth, how are you?
I'm hanging in there. I'm going off 3 hours of sleep? You're going off 4?
Yeah. I ended up staying up the full night. I was up for 24 hours. I made it until about 6:37 when you came back downstairs. I ended up falling asleep and you took over watching the matches. You watched basically the morning stream. I watched the overnight stream. I don't know. Obviously, me and you have been waiting for this for a very long time. We were just, pumped. We could not wait for day one of Vainglory. Stay up all night. Let's grind out some international play. Hyped. We get here. I actually fell asleep before. I was like, oh, I have an hour and a half till stream starts, or an hour 15 minutes till stream starts. I'm gonna sleep real quick, take a little nap, try to prepare for the whole night. I wake up and you're like, oh, they just we're live doing introductions, but there was no volume. So I was like, what? And everyone, on Twitter starts tweeting out oh, they're live, but not
no sound, and like the memes just start like flowing in. Like this is just the beginning of the terrible thing that's gonna happen for the night. Like that was just the beginning.
Yeah. Like I feel bad for him. Like I don't know. A part of me feels bad for him, and a part of me is like, this is your biggest event of the entire year. Like you have to be prepared for this. Like I understand stuff comes up, stuff happens. You know, apparently something went wrong with one of the pieces of equipment. A scoundrel tweeted out. I understand stuff happens, but and then just like the other things that happened on stage, which I know you were going to get into, but oh my gosh, the first match didn't start until what, 2 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time, our time, right?
I lost track just because. So what ended up happening was, yeah, I think it probably been close to that, because what ended up happening was they started the second stream up, like the Vainglory eSports stream, which is not the main one, and they start running Cloud9 versus Pain first. There's audio issues on that, which again, like I'm not like sitting here just bashing SCMC. I get things go wrong, but the second stream had audio issues. Everyone was saying like only half the sound was coming through on their earbuds. It was really loud here and there. So that stream was kind of messed up. Meanwhile, the main stream had just been playing the player introductions over and over and over. They were just finally sitting on the starting soon screen, and that was just sitting there for a while, and they finally turned on that main stream matching up with the secondary stream when it was TSM versus Hunters. So we hadn't even started the main matches that were supposed to be live. That was Hunters and not Hunters, Kraken and whoever it would have been in that group, in group B. So that starts up finally, and they don't have any caster volume. So that was an issue. And I don't know. I'm just trying to think of all the things that went wrong, like over and over and over, and it was just like, it was really just frustrating.
Yeah, I think that's like why we kind of did what we did. I mean, like we had both originally planned on staying up as late as we could and like as long as we could, hopefully through the whole stream. But we knew like come around like when it was like 1:30 in the morning, and we're like, they still have so long to go that like it'll like, I mean, it ended what, 10:30 Eastern time in the morning. Like there was no way we were gonna be able to stay up that long, and so we ended up deciding we were just gonna do shifts, and I'm glad we did. But
yeah, because like you were saying. They get on stage, or they start it up. They're like, all right, we got the audio back. Let's get into this. Here we go. I'm totally missing this part because my brain's just been, I'm on, 3 hours of sleep or whatever. So my brain's kind of trying to remember everything that happened last night. I feel like it's been 10 days of it. But like the audio's fixed. They do the player introductions. Here comes Team Kraken and Team whoever would have been on stage. It would have been Detonation. And they have the one desk where the players sit together to like talk and play. Those mics aren't working, and that's a theme through the whole night. Many of times I see Exceptions and other Vainglory employees up there trying to fix mic issues, and I'm just like, they clearly did practice runs. This isn't like SCMC is not a professional prepared organization that don't do any practice runs. Something happened literally from the time they do practice runs to when they go live that everything just happened to go to shit. Like,
yeah.
And
I mean, I think to kind of, obviously we're not talking about this the whole episode, but we have to touch on it because it was such a big part of the event. But like, okay, they made the mistakes day one, and like you and I had just seen, the thread put out by Super Evil Megacorp that was tweeted off Playoff Beard's page.
Yeah, I can read that.
Okay, go for it. Read it real quick, and then I'll jump back in.
So this is what Playoff Beard said. I was expecting this. He says, thread here at Super Evil Megacorp, we pride ourselves on creative and technical excellence. Today's group stage broadcast of Vainglory Worlds fell far short of our standards. We let down the players, the local fans in Singapore who filled the theater, and most importantly, the Vainglory community at large, which fought through all the stream issues to watch the biggest event of the year. We will be working relentlessly with our production partner, Minetsky, to sort it all out and ensure a flawless 5v5 unveiling and grand finals. And basically saying today's matches were insane. Shout out to the crowd for sticking around. Impunity, upset, Rox Armada. We'll get into that. But, I mean, just really a major post of, look, they're just as disappointed as we are, and that's not what they expected. That's not how they wanted their biggest event of the year. Like, look, guys, they were on, before Crude gets back into it, they were on the main Twitch page at 11 or 12 when they were supposed to go live, and it says Vainglory, Worlds, 11,000 people watching, and then there's nothing. It's just the same video over and over. Like, that just sucks when you get, maybe this is a chance to get new people in, a new crowd, and nothing's working. Like, and I know SCMC knows that, and I know they're probably kicking themselves, but, we watched stream go from 12,000 all the way down to 6,000 at one point just because it was so long seeing the same stuff over and over. Anyways, go ahead.
No, yeah, I mean, you pretty much hit it on the head. Like, the only thing I was going to say is, like, okay, stuff happens. Day one did not go as well as planned, but you cannot let this happen the rest of the weekend. I understand people need sleep, and the team, they had a long day today or, whatever, last night, however you want to look at it. But they have to be able to get back up and make sure that equipment and stuff is working to make sure that the rest of this weekend is flawless, not only for the gameplay of the world's gameplay, but you have a pretty big unveiling with the 5v5 that needs to go extremely smooth. Can you imagine people, tweeting out, oh, 5v5 coming now, come watch. They do that, and then, this happens again, and they have a 2-hour delay. Like, that, it just can't happen. It cannot happen again.
Yeah, I mean, throughout the night when I'm watching, we would be in the middle of a team fight, and the stream would just go to the image that says stream offline. And everyone's like, are you kidding me? And that match does not pause. That match continues to go. At one point, it was G2 versus Kraken, and it said, we'll be right back. We'll be back shortly. And the match was like 2 minutes in. 16 minutes, it comes back on, and everything's happened. Like, we missed everything. If that happens during the grand finals, that will probably be the first time in my history that I am truly mad at SCMC and upset that things didn't go better, because you cannot have your stream just quit. And the secondary stream, the backup stream, did it all night too. It just randomly go offline. Like, I don't understand what is going wrong and how a whole group like that can't maybe pinpoint what it is. Granted, they probably get flustered. They're in the moment of, okay, we're supposed to be doing all this stuff. People are probably running around, working so incredibly hard. ESL, Super Evil, Megacorp, everyone there. Like, I mean, there's not millions of them who have been doing this forever. I mean, granted, we would like to see a stream production as high quality as League and other companies that do these tournaments, but I do truly hope for their sake and their reputation that they fix it, because the community members last night, it was funny memes, to straight disappointment, to straight this is just sad, like, and the people went downhill fast, and they are not very as apologetic as me and you are.
Right. They are not very forgiving. They will just run away with it, and I don't know. It's rough. But anyway, you want to start diving into actually day one games and how intense the matches actually were when it came online?
Yeah. So right away, Group A kind of starts us off with Cloud9 versus Pain Gaming. I was not surprised that Cloud9 dominated, but I was surprised that they won almost in like 15. Let's see, we have screenshots and stuff off on our Instagram for most of the matches. We're trying to do that, but 17 minutes for the first game. Okay, so it was a little longer, but there was times I thought they were going to end it sub 15 minutes. Absolutely dominated. The kills were just like Old School 10-1, I Love Joseph 6-1, I Love Joseph 8-1, Old School 7-0. Like, flawless, basically. Cloud9 absolutely ran over Pain Gaming. I'm like, okay, this is going to be a boring tournament if this is how the whole weekend goes. Like, I was like, okay. And then TSM versus Hunters, that was an insane match, and that was off-stream. It's kind of funny how the first half of day one, all the off-stream matches were, like, insanely good. Like, Hunters versus TSM, I don't know if you're on our Instagram looking at the matches or anything, but first game, Hunters, like, put TSM in their place, made them look ridiculous. They ran Crystal Grace and a Crawl, and Vansi clearly struggles on Crawl. First of all, he had Poison Shiv, or he had Poison Steel. Poison Shiv? Poison Steel. I don't think either of those are a real thing. Let's go with
Shiver Steel.
Let's go with Shiver Steel. Shiver Steel.
Oh, man.
We're on 2.10, so Shiver Steel does not give you attack speed. So I don't know. Like he went 2-8. He continuously dived. Hunters completely outdrafted them. They drafted a Baptiste that had Aftershock, Clockwork, and Broken Myth. All he did was spam Ordains on top of Von C. Their laner, I forget how do you say his name. Harmonious went a Weapon Power or Crystal Sky first game. He absolutely dominated. 18-8. Hunters wins first game against TSM. I was like, this is not good.
Not good. Not good.
Like me and you joked on our episode, like if TSM does not make it out of groups, then like I may not watch the rest of Worlds. And I was like, if they don't win the second game, they're done for. And luckily they did win the second game. Von C played a completely different game. He went 4-2 on Crystal Alpha. Best Chuck once again 6-1 on Blackfeather. Best Chuck, his back has got to be hurting. Like, and Flash actually had a pretty decent games. Honestly, first game was just straight Von C not being able to do anything on crawl. To be personally on, like he has been good on crawl, like 1.6. Like he's not been good on him in a long time. I feel like it's not been a dominating hero for him.
Which is crazy because you hear so many people talk about how, like, especially with, well, I guess this might have been with 2.11. Maybe I'm getting these confused, but like how good Kroll is lately.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just
that could be 2.11 talk, but I mean, he's never truly been completely dead. I mean, people still run him.
no, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like you still see him played all the time, and you would think that Von C, we've seen him be really good with this Kroll, like you said back in 1.6, but yeah, it's not like Kroll's completely out of the meta. It's not like picking up a Grumpjaw. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it was just to me, it was just ridiculous the fact that they kind of played their very first game of the tournament and they looked bad. Like, still right now, I am really nervous about them getting out of groups just because they have to play Ace. Like, disclaimer to everyone, the tournament lasted so long that TSM and Ace decided not to play their game because it would have been like, it's like what, 1 a.m. now in Singapore? So they would have been playing really late, and they decided they'd rather do it first thing in the morning before the normal stream starts. So make sure you like check Twitter and stuff for that because they will be playing those games before. But like that's gonna be probably one of the biggest matches. I mean, we'll get to your favorite matches, but for me, like if we consider that day one, TSM versus Ace better be the best matches of the day one.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I didn't get to watch much of it because this was my time this was my military time where I was sleeping. But from what you said, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty worried.
I think the reason why I'm worried is how amazing other regions performed. Like,
dude, oh my gosh, crumble up my bracket, throw it away like most other people because I think out of the 4 groups, I think I got 1 right. Well, I guess no, I don't even know yet because of TSM and TSM Hunters and Ace Gaming. But all 3 of my other brackets, like Team Kraken did not know that was coming. I thought Detonation was going to do better than what they did. The C9 group with Elite 8, I thought they were going to take out Pain Gaming. Pain Gaming is looking real good.
Besides the fact that they got destroyed by Cloud9, they looked really good against Elite 8, which I called. Shout out to myself.
Okay, but who doesn't look bad against C9 so far?
Yeah, I mean, no. C9, the way they're playing right now, no one will beat them.
I haven't seen Ace play yet, like I said, but I think that will be their biggest competition at this point.
I mean, Kraken, we'll get into them real quick as being a team that they maybe actually could compete because when I saw them play against Detonation and Hunters, to be quite honest, these teams can draft. They're not only good at playing, they can draft. Like Kraken put on a show against Detonation, 2-0 them. We're hearing talks of Detonation being maybe a team that people think they could actually win, being the strongest team from EA. And I was like, all right, I'm excited to see this, Japanese team. You personally picked them to be first.
Yeah.
So when I'm seeing Kraken run, Arona, Blackfeather, and Fortress, like being super aggressive, pulling out a Fortress pick, last pick, throwing Detonation completely off, and winning 9-3, I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. Like we've talked about it millions of times. Kraken is a nobody to us. No idea who they are. And we said, well, maybe they are a decent team because they come from a region with Hunters, who has Godfather, who have players around him that are insanely good, and maybe they've had some good competition and they will be good. The main question was, can they keep it with meta? China right now is meta. Like, besides, I can't even say NA is meta just because of the fact that Cloud9's just been dominating. We haven't seen them truly struggle. I guess Tribe would probably be the best NA team we've had on day one.
Yeah. Yeah, Tribe was really good.
Yeah, which we'll get to that later. But just the fact that Kraken 0-2 Detonation, then they turn around right away and they played G2. So I was like, Detonation turned around right away and played G2. So if G2 takes one game off of them, they basically, wait. Okay, I was right the first time. G2 played Kraken right away. So we had G2 being the first time they had played for Group B. This is Kraken immediately playing again for Group B. And G2, right. I was like, all right, I picked G2 to be first. I was like, it's time for EU to prove themselves. First game, not going too well. Kraken pretty much dominating. They had, Celeste and, Glaive. They had a pretty good comp. But then Hundor was on a double Tyrants, Poison Shiv, Breaking Point, Vox. And pretty much once he got the late game, Hondoy realized that as long as he could reflex block one stun, he wouldn't lose. And he completely carried the team and won first game, which was huge. Like, that for getting one game off of Kraken was big because the way Detonation performed, I was like, okay, maybe G2 can beat them and actually move on. They do lose the second game to Kraken, so at least G2 got one crucial point.
Yeah, all right. I didn't watch much of this game, but Team Kraken so far has impressed me beyond belief. Like, this is what I've been saying all along is like, I don't know enough about this Team Kraken, and they played extremely well still. So
this is truly what we need. We need the Chinese teams to do good. We need more spark of interest from maybe the Chinese area as a whole, because obviously right now they're dominated by whatever it is. It's not Arena of Valor over there. It's Kings something. So like, having maybe one of their teams do absolutely insane, like be good, and maybe them get to the finals, that'd be pretty big, I feel like.
Yeah, that would probably help out Vainglory quite a bit.
Yeah, so then that's G2 does tie one. We had a lot of splits, which was really good. I was kind of surprised to see so many 1-1 splits with teams. Just because we truly did expect EA and NA just to come in and be on a different level. And who's the weakest region after day one?
Probably EA.
Oh, 100% EA is, and we'll explain why. Tribe versus Impunity. Are you up yet at this point? I don't think you are.
No.
I think I saw 5 or 6 matches before we kind of switched.
Because I ended up pretty much going to bed right when the stream actually started to work. And then I slept for like 3 hours. Dude, I didn't know how late it was going to go. I was like, I am not staying up till 5 o'clock in the morning for this thing to just not go. No one was saying anything. So you handled it well. Good job. GG.
Yeah, those 3 hours were long. I actually wasn't tired. I was drinking coffee. Like, I was pretty much awake. I fell asleep for like 20 minutes in between like the stream breaking once again and waiting for the next matches to start. But like, even when you came downstairs after you woke back up, you were like, just go to bed. I was like, honestly, I'm not tired. I could probably stay up. But I went to bed just for the sole fact that I could like actually do stuff today and get ready for tonight once again.
Yeah.
So then I'll talk about the next game real quick, which is Tribe, which is I said Cloud9 is looking really good, but just because Tribe's playing good teams right now, I think Tribe is the strongest NA team. They did split with Impunity, and Impunity is the home crowd team. This is a team that everyone's like, you never know what can happen when you have the home crowd behind you. And they just thought, they have some weird drafts. They don't always draft very well, so I don't know if they'd be able to keep up with meta and whatnot. But they did. They split with Tribe. First game, Tribe, didn't necessarily not dominate. T-Tigers on Akashka, Max Green, Fortress, Vox. Whose comp is that? Fortress, Vox, Akashka, super aggressive. They did a pretty decent job in that game. Second game, Impunity though, they went. It was a pretty boring game, to be honest. There's a total of, I think, like 5 kills on Tribe and 2 kills on Impunity, but Tribe kind of threw late game. Crystal Gwen kind of dominated that game. People that are running crawl into Grace, stop doing it. It doesn't really work, unfortunately. The crawl does not have a good record. This day one. I think people should
No, not yet. Yeah.
stop playing him. But yeah, so I was like, all right, that's another split. Impunity has a decent chance. You know, they're going to be playing Rox later in day one. That's going to be a huge battle for them. Like, watch out, here comes Rox. You know, this dominating team, Druid's back, and well, I guess we're not even there yet, but we'll get to that later.
That's where I woke up at. That's where I started watching Impunity versus Rox Armada. That was some insane games. But yeah, sorry, go back to what you were talking about.
All right, well, then let's finish my games. Group B, then. Let's finish that out because G2 is now playing Detonation. This is when if G2 wins one game, they are guaranteed to move on, and Detonation basically is knocked out. A top team in that Group B that a lot of people pick to win. G2 right away. They don't mess around. First game, they go ahead and win it. They ran a Rhyme, Vox, and Lyra, or is that was second game? Whatever. Either way, you were up for the weapon lance though. I thought, remember? Because they ran the weapon powered lance.
Oh yeah. Because it was Crystal. Because that's when I came downstairs. I was half asleep. I'm like, are they doing Crystal Samuel in the lane? You're like, yep.
Yeah. And that was like the late game. Hundor once again being Vox late game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So G2 takes the one game. They get their spot guaranteed, even though it's not necessarily first. Kraken finishes first. People like Team Kraken from China that nobody knows. Everyone's like, yeah, they're probably not going to be good. Really controlled their group pretty easily, I feel like.
Yeah. Like I said, once again, I'm pretty surprised by him. So I'll be looking out for him in the semifinals.
I cannot wait to watch them play for
quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Whoops. Putting them too far ahead already.
Yeah, you never know. All right, man. I think this is when you dominate the conversation.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, I kind of woke up for Impunity and Rox Armada. You kind of fell asleep. Unfortunately for you, you missed some great games. I don't know, like I was the first game, Rox Armada. They ended up getting that Reza, which I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Have we seen Reza until that point? Did you see Reza at all throughout the night?
No, I think that was one of the first picks of Reza.
Yeah, Reza being picked up. Didn't do that well, obviously. Impunity won this game with 4 kills, and Rox Armada didn't get a single kill.
Well, who's playing for Rox? This is the most important thing.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Druid played for Rox the first game, but they decided, he was not doing well enough. So they switched Druid out for Engineer. Okay. Uh-oh. Engius. No, I know how to say his name, and now I'm blanking. Ingenious, thank you. Oh my gosh, I was blanking on it. He came in, played a Baron. The 3 Tyrants, Monocle, Sorrowblade, Baron, ends up going 12-3, just straight dominates. So they ended up splitting, and let me tell you, like it was like what time was it? Like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm like trying not to yell because you're sleeping, and it was an intense matchup for sure. I don't know, but they ended up splitting this matchup, and then let's see. Rox ends up. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like Druid being benched. Druid does not play anymore. The rest of day one, he wasn't aggressive, didn't make plays like he normally does. I don't know. I just don't think. I'm not saying this is the end of Druid. I'm not gonna make a statement like that. But how do you come in as being the best player in the world, the ex-champions? And like what we'll get to later, they get knocked out of day one, and they're done.
I mean, I just think that he hasn't been playing with the team as well, and the other guy has been playing, with them. The synergy's there. It's like any other sports team. You can't just bring in some, even if it's a high talent player, and just expect that if they haven't been playing to just have that synergy. This game's based off a lot of synergy. You have to know what the carry and the jungle have to be on the same page. All of them have to be on the same page, and just with them not being able to play, yeah, Druid's still a really good laner. I don't, now obviously it's debatable if he's the best in the world now, but he's still a top-notch player.
I
So
don't know. I just the whole point of me saying you're a top-notch player is when you come into a live event and you can absolutely dominate and take your team far, and you come in as quote unquote the biggest hype, the best player ever, and you immediately get benched because you aren't being aggressive at all. Your team's not playing around you because the synergy's not there. I'm not necessarily blaming it on him, but you can't. We're not gonna be talking about Druid a year from now. Oh, remember his performance at Worlds? No, we're gonna be moving on to the next big bad thing, and it's not gonna be Druid.
I don't know about that. I guess we're gonna disagree on this one because
Where does he
I'm
go
not
from
saying
here?
he gets healthy. Hopefully, I don't know his exact health condition, but he's been in the hospital quite a bit. They've said that. What's he doing? Playing Vainglory while he's under surgery or whatever's going on? He can't play like he
Surgery.
normally does. He has. I don't know, whatever he's doing, whatever he's in the hospital for. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think he's had the practice time with his team. I don't think just because he got knocked out, you can say, oh, he's nothing now. And I know you're not saying that he's nothing, but I don't know. I don't think for 2018 Worlds, now 2018 Worlds will be completely different because 5v5, yada, yada, yada. But I'm not willing to throw Druid just completely out of the conversation just because he did not perform well. And, I don't think it was, do you think a coach sat there and was like, okay, we're benching you, Druid? I think he was probably like, hey, you guys have played a lot better in the season than what I have with the team. I think I'm going to, take a step back, let you go in and try to save this team.
Clearly it showed, I don't know. To me, they lost it themselves. They put themselves in the situation. You've been playing with a different laner all season long. You have downtime before Worlds, but obviously that didn't matter. They didn't magically get synergy down and get prepared, or maybe Impunity and the other teams were just truly better than them. I don't know. Maybe Rox did play well and Impunity was just a better team, but I don't think that was the case. I think Rox performed underwhelmingly, and the other teams showed them that they aren't the best team in the world. So I think they should have came in with Ingenious just starting, gone the comfortable route, because clearly second game he performed really well and went 12-3 compared to Druid's 0-1 and barely stepped outside of his base.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would agree with that statement as far as, I think Tribe played extremely well. I'm very excited. Zio, I think Max Green tweeted about the live buff. I think that's in full effect right now because they played extremely well. Yeah, I do also agree. I think it's a little bit of Rox underperforming, but yeah. So moving on to the next game, Tribe going up against Rox Armada. Both these games were just complete destruction, pretty much. It was not good for Rox Armada at all. And this is actually the game that eliminated them out of contention. So,
yeah, I mean, Tribe coming out, getting 2-0 over them. They drafted well, they played well, and Max Green made some big plays. I saw some highlights. I obviously didn't watch this game. I kind of woke up and you were like,
oh,
Tribe just beat Rox. And I was like, oh, dang it, I missed a good game.
Dude, Max Green stealing the
gold miner.
With the sigil, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, so I mean, they're playing great right now. They got some good wins in their belt. They got some good momentum going into quarterfinals. They're definitely we'll get to day 2 and who's going to be playing maybe where, speculation and talk about it. But that'll be interesting to see how they continue to do. But yeah, I don't know if we talked about it off recording or during recording. Our whole life is a recording. But we said that I'm not going to be mad if Rox gets knocked out and we just have new teams in this conversation for our 2018 season when we're talking back at Worlds and what team dominated. It'll be nice to hear new teams and the story of Impunity, no matter how far they go. They made it out of groups. And like Playoff Beard said, when Rox Armada said 97% of the brackets were busted when Rox lost. I mean, Team Kraken getting first, I'm pretty sure. We talked to a few people that had Kraken up first because they're just like, I don't know, it'd be kind of cool to see them do good. And guess what? They are extremely good.
Yeah, I think B-Red said it's a long shot, but I'm trying it.
Yeah.
Or was that you? Maybe was I can't remember.
No, that was
that B-Red?
Brad had him first, and he was just like, I don't know much about him, so I'm just thinking they're going to come in and play really well and be an underdog type story. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, that's what we saw. They went from underdog to, I literally heard one of the guys in the desk say, the best team in this tournament. I'm like, how do you go from everyone talking about this team like, I don't know who they are, they're an underdog, to automatically being like, oh, one of the strongest teams in this tournament? I was like, come on, guys.
I would say whoever said that has not heard of C9 then and should not be on the desk.
Well, we haven't seen Ace play yet, dude. Isn't that insane?
True.
So you can go ahead and talk about the Pain and Elite game real quick and tell them who won in your opinion.
I mean, okay, so this is the first time I've got to see Payne play because I was asleep for the other match, obviously. But I was very impressed with Payne and their drafting skills, their mechanics, how they carried it out. They played extremely well. I was higher up on Elite Eight. I had Elite Eight. Moving on to the quarterfinal, the quarterfinals, and that did not happen. Payne Gaming had something to say about that. They came in and I mean. One game was 11-0. The other game was 11-1. So out of 2 games, Elite Eight got 1 kill. Yikes.
Mm-hmm. I predicted Payne to be second, and I was like, I think they're going to be better than Elite Eight. I saw them play Cloud9, and I was like, yikes, this is not good. They look terrible. And then when I saw that Payne, kind of basically destroyed Elite Eight, I was like, okay, I was right. Elite Eight definitely is not one of the stronger teams in SEA. Like, they definitely are way behind Impunity and like Renegades that we don't see in Worlds this year. So good for the Brazil team. I don't think they stand a chance going into quarterfinals, unfortunately, but we'll see.
I think the game where Elite Eight had that Celeste, they were trying to do like almost pull the G2, protect Hundor type thing because they had that Lance and that Glaive, and it did not work out at all. They could not do it like what G2 can.
Well, when you let them get Taka, good luck.
Yeah,
Taka probably absolutely destroyed Celeste.
Yes, she did. He did.
They did.
They did. It did.
I mean, people thought just because they drafted a Lance into Taka, it'd be game over, but Lance clearly did not do a good enough job of using Githian walls to keep Taka off of Celeste.
Nope.
All right, well, so TSM versus Ace was supposed to happen after that. We were supposed to catch that game to end it, but like I said, it was already like 12-1 something, so they're like, gave the players a choice.
There was 2 more matches. It was TSM against Ace and then Ace against Hunters because there's only been 1 match played out of Group D. So there were supposed to be 2 more matches yet.
Okay. And then the one game was Cloud9 versus Elite 8, and Cloud9 absolutely dominated them as well. We didn't talk about that one, but that was not really much to talk about. But yeah, I mean, if we look at each group, Cloud9, everyone predicted it, wins all 4 points. Their first. Payne wins 2 over Elite 8, their second. We see Group B, Kraken. They get first with 3 points. G2 with 2. Detonation with 1. They get eliminated. Group C, we see Tribe with 3. Impunity with 2. And Group D, really unknown. TSM has 1. Hunters have 1. Ace has 0. So if we kind of put these into the brackets then and talk about Day 2, which is tonight for us.
That's crazy.
If we play it out as TSM getting second, I believe, and TSM, if they get second and Ace gets first, we're going to see match 1 for quarterfinals, Cloud9 versus TSM, which is kind of what you had, Tribe versus G2, Team Kraken versus Impunity, and if Ace gets second, it would be Ace versus Red Candace. So if that's how that plays out, we can talk about the other 3. We'll talk about the 2 real quick that we know are guaranteed. Tribe versus G2, like Tribe probably handles that. Like, they probably struggle, probably lose a game maybe, but they definitely are going to win against G2, I have a feeling.
This goes to best of 5, right? In the quarterfinals, I believe? Okay. Because, and then the grand finals is best of 7.
Yep.
So just in case anyone didn't know that, to clarify that up.
Yeah, so I definitely think Tribe wins against G2. Team Kraken versus Impunity. Like, just from the fact of how good Kraken was, I don't think, even though Impunity did beat probably the favorite going into Worlds, Rox Armada had a huge upset. I don't know, Kraken just looks so good. They draft really well, they play well. Hermione, that's Harry Potter.
Harmonious.
Yeah, like, he's playing some insane lane right now. Everyone's going to be talking about him forever. I really think Kraken makes it to semifinals.
Okay, so I'm going with Tribe to handle G2, and then I think Impunity, either way, however you want to say it.
Impunity. There's no
I know.
however.
I just like to say impudity. Anyway, I don't know. I'm cheering for the home team, man. I'm behind the crowd was
It's
pretty
hype.
lit when yeah, it was pretty lit when they were playing, and I mean, like, it was crazy. Like, they would just go in and get like one kill, like nothing that exciting, and the crowd's going nuts, and I'm like,
They
I
would
love it.
almost get a kill and they were going nuts. It's hype.
Yeah, yeah. Or someone uses an ult and they're like, oh. And I'm like, oh shit. Anyway, so I'm going with impunity to take out Kraken.
So, like, let's look then at Group D, shall we? Like, if TSM gets first, they'll be playing against Red Candace, and then Ace will be playing against Cloud9. Let's look at the even more real possibility of Hunters maybe getting second. So we could see Hunters against Cloud9, and then we would see TSM not moving on, which would put Ace against Red Candace. I'm serious, people. I hate saying this, but that is a legit possibility. Hunters looked strong.
Let's just not talk about it.
So me speaking ever of Group C being more of a group of death because I thought Impunity was stronger than Hunters was completely wrong. Rox Armada has looked like one of the weakest teams in the tournament.
Yeah.
Like, what?
For sure.
I just said that.
Yeah.
Like, those words just came out of my mouth.
Yeah, okay, Detonation is the weakest, but then Rox, which is crazy because this is the EA.
Oh yeah,
this is EA.
2 EA teams are gone.
2 EA teams that look like they're the worst teams in the tournament. I would say that. You can't.
Oh no,
I find that hard to argue.
People say EU is easy, blah blah blah. G2 would have beat Rox Armada I think. Like, Hondor has been playing really well. Like, they've struggled and they have some rough matches, but they play late game and they've won some pretty important matches. So I don't know. I really think G2. I'm glad they're in the spot they are. I hope they continue to do well. I hope they do well against Tribe. I don't think I want them to beat them just because I'm an NA person. But
okay, so little off topic, real quick. If let's say this is gonna look bad. If Detonation, they got the wild card, should SK have gotten the wild card? Do you think SK takes down Rox Armada and Impunity, and Detonation?
I mean, yeah, but unfortunately, how they had their wild card system set up.
I know. I'm just saying, like, if you really want the to be worlds and the best teams there, people were arguing like, oh, another EU team should have went, and people were saying no. Like, now it kind of looks like maybe another EU team should have went.
I don't know. EA is not making themselves look good right now. That GG new type team from EA probably could have came and done better than a sketchy roster from Rox and a Detonation team who maybe really just nerves and just underperformed. Yeah. I mean, I can be even more biased. You put another NA team in there and Rogue probably dominates that group.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
you are so right.
I mean, as I would probably rather see another EU team before we put 4 NA teams, obviously. But, like, I don't know. That would be, and you have Renegades. Renegades is also seen as one of the strongest teams, always perform really well. And they kind of, like, Elite 8 and Impunity never touch Renegades. So can you imagine if we had them in this tournament?
We'll get to see Renegades, just a different format.
Right. Yeah, 2 matches for the finals. I can tell you right now, SMC, the stream better work during 5v5. I love you guys to death.
Ugh.
But please just make sure it works. I think one of the funniest things I saw, someone tweeted, like, I could fly to Singapore right now with my PC and use Air Server and stream these games.
Dude, Starboy is wild.
Oh,
shout out to Starboy.
God.
He was my entertainment at 2:00 in the morning.
Marto was pretty good too. He had some
Yeah.
pretty funny memes. The net neutrality thing was funny. It was just like, this is what you will get. Buy the Twitch audio pack for $14.99.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, so day 2 starts tonight. I'm releasing this immediately. I'm going to edit it real quick, throw it out there for you guys to listen. This is Thursday. It starts... Actually, no, it does technically start Friday for us. It starts at 12:15. I'm assuming 12:15 a.m. in the morning. I'm assuming though the Group D will finish before that, so we'll probably see tweets from them saying that catch the streams here at this time. So that still need to be announced. But yeah, we'll pull another all-nighter tonight. We'll probably get a little 2-hour nap in before tonight. We're gonna watch, continue live tweeting, putting things.
2 hour.
Whatever. How many
Well,
hours?
I'm going like 4 hour.
Okay. But we'll be tweeting, live tweeting, keeping up, talking about all the drama that's happening. Hopefully I don't have to see an extremely toxic Twitter, even though it was low-key funny about the stream breaking. I really hope it works out well for SCMC. Day 2, I'm okay with issues still. I will suck it up and deal with it, because day 2 will be a good day to figure out how to fix everything for day 3 and 4, because day 3 and 4 need to be flawless.
Agreed.
And we have best of 5s now, so talk about some longer games. Like, players, if you're listening to this, don't do a sub, because Rox Armada, everything was going smoothly, and they had a sub out Druid and Ingenious, and then everything breaks. Mics stop working, all this stuff happens, and okay, nothing works anymore. A simple sub just destroys the system.
Yeah, no more subbing. We're outlawing subbing. You're not allowed to sub. So.
I don't think anyone else there would sub, ever.
Yeah.
I mean, TSM has a sub. Cloud9 definitely doesn't have a sub.
What? Wrecked?
No, Wrecked is not there. Have you seen him once on any list?
Oh, yeah. I did see him on a list, but he's not there. You're right.
Yeah.
Vainglory definitely had the graphic of him up there.
That's unfortunate. We could also list a few other different production errors that were just so small and missed. Again, I hate doing this, but you're putting your analysts and your casters in a rough spot. There is a delay. So Munchable says, well, let's look at where we're at right now, points-wise, and what's happened in the past. They throw up a graphic, and whoever filled out the graphic filled it out completely wrong. So Munchables goes, that's actually not right. Disregard that. You just threw him under the bus. Poor Munchables. He had to deal with someone behind the scenes saying, talk about what's happened in the past. Here's the graphic. And it's completely wrong. Come on. There is someone there that can focus just simply on that to get that part right, at least.
Yeah.
And while I'm complaining and being nitpicky, as a podcaster who likes to screenshot and keep facts and data, please, for the love of God, the off-stream Vainglory Esports, the secondary stream, they did a great job. They always show the in-game scoreboard. The mainstream, as soon as that match, before the Vein Crystals even shattered, they switched camera over to the players. I'm just
dude,
I get that
they're gonna do that.
I know, I get they want to get back and show people's reactions, but for 2 seconds, let me just get a screenshot, please. Other people actually want to see the scores and builds as well, but I guess they don't want to take the time to do that. So I don't know, whatever, fine. I'm being super picky. They have a lot of other things to worry about. At least get the stream working smoothly first before we worry about the in-game scoreboard.
Right.
But yeah, playoff period once again. Obviously, we complained, but it was a lot of good matches. When the stream was working, everything was going pretty well. The theater looks amazing. I can't imagine how packed it's going to be for 5v5 and all the revealing. There's going to be so much content on that day. So I really do hope everything goes smoothly. I just know if I hear we're live and I have to wait 2 hours, my patience are just not going to be able to be there. It's going to be rough.
If they say, we're going live and it stops working right away, I'm going upstairs and going to bed. I know that I'm gonna have a 2-hour break to go nap, and I'm gonna do it, and then I'll come back.
That's last night. I woke up at 10:55, and they didn't start playing until 2 a.m. So I could have slept for that long and never missed anything. We joked around. I was like, can you imagine if we slept through our alarms and woke up at 3 a.m. and it was done? And we would have missed one match if we would have done that. That would have been amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, here's the positivity in a good second day. I hope if you guys got to watch, then I hope you enjoyed it. If not, watch some VODs, get prepared, get some review from us or whoever else is posting reviews. I know there's a lot of people trying to do write-ups. I'm not doing a write-up. I do not have time. I may do one for day 2 or maybe just one later. I don't know. My write-up would just be a blank page, because that pause you heard right there was the stream breaking. So Just wanted to
Oh boy.
demonstrate a little bit. But that's all we have. Cheers. Crude and I are probably gonna like go do some things, and we'll be back in probably 12 hours, 24 hours maybe.
24 hours we'll be recording again. Yeah, for sure. Oh, what are we gonna do in this downtime? That's right. We're gonna set up our PCs. So
yes,
we're hyped for that.
I have a very strong feeling that I'm gonna get to step 1. I'll be like, I'm confused. I gotta figure out how to do this.
We could do it.
All right. Cheers, guys.
All right. Cheers, man.
Thanks for tuning in to Time for Rolling. If you liked what you heard, please leave a review on iTunes or Google Play Music and subscribe for weekly episodes. Follow us on Twitter at Time for Rolling and at TFR_esports. Until next week for another edition of
Time for rolling.